Hello and welcome to another update video about PayPal. Interesting developments on this chart. Not really any change from the last video, but obviously we had some recent developments down here that we're going to zoom in a minute. Overall, bigger picture first for everybody who's new on this channel. We're tracking an overall bullish scenario for PayPal. However, it's not a given. It's not a given, yeah. It's not straightforward because even though we have a 5-wave move up off the 2015 lows, the move down isn't clearly corrective. I have a very, very shallow wave AB structure up there, and the C wave is very long, giving it ultimately a very impulsive appearance on the way down. So not very happy with it. However, it still overall looks to me as if we have 5 waves up, 3 waves down, especially then looking at this move down, which appears to be an ending diagonal. I think we're getting towards the end of this move to the downside, that we will have to pay attention to the next decent and larger rally if it's going to be impulsive or corrective. Because if it's corrective, it could really lead to a new low on the PayPal chart, maybe new all-time lows. Because let's be honest, on the shorter time frame, we don't even have evidence for a lasting low in place. So there's still zero bullishness at the moment on the chart. So there are a few things you need to understand about this chart. First of all, it's the first large 1-2 setup. So, it still needs to prove itself. Then we're very close to the lifetime 78.6 retracement level at $49. So that is a key level. A break below that level would potentially be long-term bearish. Yeah, it's like a magical level, typically the level below which I would assume that price has failed to rally in an impulse. In the end, this was then only a corrective wave and the move down as an impulse. At the moment, I give it the benefit of the doubt and I'm tracking a bullish scenario. However, if it's bullish or bearish long term, that question really, is not so important because first of all, we need some kind of a signal on the shorter time frame that we have completed this overall move to the downside. Then the next structure to the upside will tell us much more about how over the next few months and probably years, PayPal's price will develop. First of all, on the way down, you can see we have in the C wave of the wave 2, a 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks to me as if we are now in the 5th wave. You can also see very nicely on the daily chart how the impulsive move down turned into a diagonal structure, which is characterized by a lot of overlapping price action. So if we now do a deep dive into this structure, you can see that we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and potentially we are still in the 5th wave. When we rallied up here, I gave you a resistance area and highlighted that at the moment I would still prefer this to be a wave 4 with one more low to come. This happened, Had we broken out above the level, I think it was $76 or something, it could have meant that the low was already in, the lasting low. Basically, we're looking for evidence that the overall correction is over. Now, over the recent days and weeks, we've been waiting for a sign that at least this B wave has started. Because in this ending diagonal, which is a 5-wave move, the subwaves are 3-wave structures. Now, the latest move to the downside here, which bottomed on the 18th of August, is not clearly a 3-wave move. So I would prefer to see a clearer A, B, C structure in wave 5 of 5. Does it need to do it? No, because basically with that low, it already moved below the previous swing low. Therefore, technically, we have enough waves in place to complete the entire correction. So that means I'm watching now for evidence that an overall low has already been made. You need to understand that if you want to get into PayPal, this could now technically be the low. It's the first time I've been saying that in this overall move to the downside, that technically all requirements are now fulfilled for this correction to be over. Do I believe it yet? Not really, I would prefer to see this only as a B wave, a corrective rally, and then another move down. So at the moment, I keep the door open for another low. I would prefer another low. The primary scenario would be another low. In my alternative, I would say the low is already in. It would give us evidence that the low is already in if we see a first 5-wave move up above resistance, above $72. We need those 5 waves and then a 3-wave pullback. If we then get a 3-wave pullback, that's the next trade setup. Then we have evidence that the trend has already shifted to the upside because we get 5 waves and then 3 waves down. Until then, I'm counting the move up as an ABC structure in wave B into the region between $66.70 and $72 with an expected move to the downside afterwards. So that's what I'm tracking. Bear in mind, on the daily time frame for a year now, bullish divergences have developed in this ending diagonal. That's often what you see, and ending diagonals often are like the last step before we start to see a rally. Also pay attention to the descending trend line. So essentially what I'm saying here, I'm very open to new lows. I'm actually expecting another low still, but I'm also open to the idea that a low could now be in, something that I haven't said before, so I'm very open now. But we need to see 5 waves up first as evidence, which I think we will only see after the next low. But if we see them now, then we can highlight the low was already in. And then, I mean, then we talk about targets of, first of all, we would look at a target for this circle wave 1, yeah? So what would that be? Let's go back to the 4-day chart. That would be wave 1 of a larger degree, third wave. And typically the very first level we are watching for is the 38.2 extension, which would be at $139. The next target would be 242. That's sort of round about 242, what you would really expect for the wave 1. Now it could be short, but this is sort of ideal. Then a wave 2, a wave 3, so it would essentially go higher and higher. But yeah, that is what I'm watching for at the moment. Even if this is going to turn into a long-term bearish chart, which at the moment I have no evidence for, but it still needs to prove itself. But even if we get an extended ABC correction rally or something, I would still expect a rally as soon as this correction is over. Yeah, something, even if it's a corrective rally. I mean, that will tell us a lot about PayPal's development over the next few years, but yeah, let's see. First of all, on the lower time frame, we need some confirmation that the low is in. So it's not there yet, but we're getting there. Okay, that's my update about PayPal. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.